The recording stopped on its own. I'm sorry.
Hello, how can I help you?
Yes. My SNAP food stamp benefits have been sanctioned, and I have saying that I need to do workforce job searches, and I never received a letter. And there's been cons years. I got sanctioned October of last year in the application process in the scheme. If I was in the application process, it was impossible for me to do a job search while applying. And you guys refused to investigate why I was sanctioned in malice. It was impossible for me to.
Transfer you to Sheila, okay?
I'm sorry? You're transferring me where? I'm
I
sorry?
will transfer you to Sheila Biden.
Okay.
Available to take your call.
Voicemail. Crimes.
Leave a message after the tone. Press the pound key to end recording.
I think they're identity thieves. Year after year, transferred gains to cover for crimes, forcing me to have to take this living hell.
Confrontation, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I'd like to know if I got sent out a letter from you guys,
Okay, now can you provide your social?
and then I have to give my social to identity thieves. Hello?
Yes, ma'am, I'm listening.
What if it's someone elderly, that's calling around years and can't get anything resolved about identity theft?
Um, we are a call center, ma'am, so I am looking your information so I can
Security's
help
in the
you
truck.
today.
I'm sorry?
I said we are a call center, so I am looking your information so I can help you with your information.
Okay.
Can you please verify your first and last name?
It's Kiana Clark. So True Worth Place isn't giving me they have a job program. They're not helping me there. MHMR has a job program and services. They're lying about services there. They won't give me therapy for the trauma and slandering me. So these government officials don't rack up felony charges for their crimes, saying that true events are delusions. Churches won't help, period. Um, everywhere I go. Then they're so corrupt they even scam to keep me from making purchases at
So,
grocery stores.
can I ask, you said that they sent you a letter?
I'm asking if you sent one.
The only one I have seen in here is a good cause that was sent on March 4.
A postcard?
Good cause.
A what? Can you repeat that?
It says here they sent you a 1817 they sent it to Health and Human Services.
They sent what?
1817 good cause.
They sent a postcard. Is that what you said?
Good cause.
A what?
Okay, you have sound in the background, just one. I
I
think
don't.
you can.
Can you repeat just please what you just said? They sent what?
Good cause.
Good cause?
Yes.
What is that?
There is error by function, so need to counter function.
Okay, well, the Health and Human Services has been committing crimes years that are unaddressed. Can you get them on the phone and straighten it out?
Yeah, I can try it for you.
Okay. Shut. I want to hold.
not available. To take your call, please leave a message after the tone.
They don't return my calls. Period. Hello, this is Kiana Clark. Yes, I'm trying to get a situation ironed out where I was sanctioned. You guys said that I wasn't. They keep denying me in corruption or scheming to deny benefits, and $1,000 was stolen, and Health and Human Services and the police department covered for it. I went in person, and they gave me a criminal trespass to enforce it, the cover up. I'm trying to be on SNAP benefits. The people that I call are concerned that the police department came out to enforce crimes. They cover for it. What's my name? It's Kiana. Okay, one moment. They didn't. No. No, I've had to endure this years. And then I was sanctioned in October when I didn't even have benefits. That's impossible. And nothing was done to see why I was sanctioned during the application process. That was enforcing that I never got the benefits. I'm not being heard about these crimes when I call in, sir. I'm not being heard about $1,000 stole and all other kind of criminal activity. I'm being disregarded year after year on felonies racked up. Okay, but if you don't give direction, if the government officials are committing crimes to keep me from benefits all over the place, like at True Worth here, the GI Forum, placement program, someone don't want me getting a job. I already had one, and they scammed to take that. So they don't want me working with the Texas workforce to get a job. No, I don't want to be placed to. I don't want to go to a voicemail. I want to speak with a live person. No, I want to speak with a live person so this can get ironed out. Yeah, I've already left a message. I'd like to speak with a live person and not a voicemail. I don't want to speak with I don't want a voicemail. Okay. So just it doesn't matter how petty job programs all over the place at MHMR, True Words. I mean, no matter what kind of services I get, try to apply for or get help, I don't get. So I'm forced to be stagnant and do nothing because everything is denied. Yes, I'm talking to someone else, sir. Okay, what's your ID number, employee ID? Okay. You have an extension? Crimes with housing, all the housing programs, Garland, Arlington, Dallas, Denton. I don't get my mail. I've made multiple different applications. Should be on waiting list. I have not got one piece of mail from all those locations. Yes. I don't get my calls returned. This has went on years that someone's supposed to be calling me back and I never get it. The calls. To what? Okay. What's the address to go in person?
Not available. To take
Another
your call,
games.
please leave a message after the tone. Press the
This
pound
is how they've
key
gotten away
to
with it
end the
years.
recording.
What did you say your name was?
My name is Lisa Gonzalez. I'm calling from the Workforce Center. You have left a message.
Oh, okay. Yes. There's a glitch. There's been several glitches. There was one in October. It sanctioned me 6 months when I was in the application process. And then there's another discrepancy because Health and Human Services um, show that I'm being sanctioned, and you guys show something different.
And is this through the SNAP or kind of program?
SNAP.
SNAP. Okay. social, so I could look up the case. The workforce center was back in January of 2024.
Okay.
Is that what they're showing, or are they
Um, they're
showing
showing
another one?
they're showing that I'm not eligible for benefits now. That something happened recently, and I haven't received any mail from the Texas Workforce, Health and Human Services, IRS, Social Security Administration, and
Yeah, it
child
looks like
support
that's
payments
the
that I've
last
been
one that
making.
was
They haven't
entered.
showed evidence that I was making payments. So I'm not getting a lot of mail. I don't know if you sent something out because I didn't get it. All I got something was from the property department when I was in jail on false charges. That's the only mail I got, and they were trying to be funny with that because I already got my property. It doesn't make sense for the property department to send you out mail, police property department, but they did, and that's all the mail that I got.
Yeah, that's the only thing I see is there was a penalty entered back in January, and that's the last thing that was entered on our end.
Well, I've been
Um,
deprived of services all over, even petty services, even at this church, Beautiful Feet, that I'm at. They won't give me help, period, while the police supervises it, and lies about cameras off in Beautiful Feet, so they covered for the man that tried to trip me, and all kind of other harassment I experienced at this church. But anyway, so are you going to fix it? Because they haven't fixed it in several years. In fact, cover for crimes, like $1,000
well,
that was stolen from me.
we can't fix nothing on our end because that's something
How
we have to
this
enter
doesn't
into
make
system.
sense, ma'am, if you can't communicate with them. Are you? What's your extension? So you're
What's
telling
your
me that
extension?
there's no way that you guys can communicate with each other. You communicate it for the sanction, but you can't communicate to remove the sanction.
Well, we don't remove them because that was the last
I
time that
know,
we
but
entered
it
was
would
back
make
in
sense if you
January.
communicated with the Health and Human Services. This doesn't make sense, like it has in years. You communicated with them
Okay,
to sanction me, but you can't communicate with them to remove it.
we don't remove penalties.
You don't. How are you going? Why don't you communicate with Health and Human Services, ma'am?
That's the policies that
That doesn't
we
make
entered
sense.
one in January. Okay,
How do
so
they know that people are doing job searches?
we put in the hours in the system, and that's it.
Okay, so you don't put in the system that it was a glitch or a technical glitch and an error. You can't communicate with
No,
that to.
no, you can appeal just saying you disagree with
Well, I
the
need something. I need a letter mailed out to me from the Texas Workforce.
we don't provide anything.
I think you're a scammer, ma'am. This doesn't make sense.
Okay, so you can tell Health and Human Services to give me a call when you speak to them. Ask them to give me a call, and I'll go over whatever they need. But there's nothing that we've entered into the system lately. The last penalty that was entered was back in January, and there hasn't been anything else other than that.
Well, there was one in October too, when I in the application process trying to keep me from services in the scam. They wanted to enforce I never got them. So in my application process, they gave me a penalty.
But who entered a penalty?
I don't know. You did it erase to cover for it in October of 2023.
The 2023?
Right. They gave me a penalty in the application process, making for enforcing that I never saw benefits.
No, I show one for 2013, one for 2018, one for 2021, and one for 2024.
Right.
Oh,
See, all of these sanctions were in malice to keep me from benefits all over the place. It's deliberate, but you guys won't investigate it or no one else. And the stolen $1,000 worth of food stamps when I was in a crisis, and my bank wouldn't give me money in corruption with my ID and Social Security card, unaddressed, nothing done. I had to wait a month to get money out of my account when I threatened to when I called the police on the bank. And then I wrote down our interaction so that there would be evidence that they were scheming to keep me from funds in my account, $2,000 in a crisis. And at the same month, you guys scammed, so I couldn't have $1,000 worth of food stamps. So I
yeah,
repeatedly keep
that's something
reporting
you're
these
gonna have to
crimes.
follow up with
I
Health and
keep
Human
repeatedly
Services.
reporting these crimes, but I'm repetitively ignored calling on my phone.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal that with Health and Human Services because I'm not showing anything what you're saying that they're saying. So basically, right now they need to see what's going on and then give me a call if they have any questions.
Okay, so this is how it's been, ma'am. This is forcing me not to have services. because you guys are scamming that you can't communicate with each other. It's impossible. So for all those sanctions that you saw in criminal activity and corruption, letting the abuser run the government unaddressed year after year, can't get mail of harassed at church on camera footage. I'm not safe anywhere. Repeatedly ignored. Then I have to go live at a shelter where I get violated and mistreated there too. On camera footage. Repeatedly ignored day after day after day. I miss my kids, felonies racked up with that. Nothing done day after day. Felony left and right. If not hundreds, thousands, if not more than that. Ma'am, I don't know how to incriminate you guys even in any more than what I've already done. Something needs to be done. You guys are out of control. It's felony to deprive me of meal in all my environments, even in my own apartment, repeatedly ignored. Okay, so what's your name again? What? You have an extension?
2650.
Okay, so I'm forced to do you guys' job, and then I guess I have to play the recording for Health and Human Services because they act like it's impossible for them to contact you. But I've had to endure this for years at multiple different locations, forcing me in abuse that's already been prearranged and paid for, like with the IRS stimulus and the Social Security Administration benefits, enforcing crimes that I already, like I said, was bought off and paid for, and crimes with my children that it's impossible to get a resolution for that too, for profit. Okay, ma'am. I guess I'll call them and see what con they have, all those different sanctions you have and corruption, and nothing's repeatedly done. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
That that he was going to ask you to leave and not come back. And so I was just informed of that. And so
You can record interaction with the police department. Are you committing a crime? Why would you not want me to record interaction with the police?
it's their choice if they want to be or not. But since you have been told not to do it
No,
again,
I have a recording where it says the police said I could record them.
well, from our secretary, the other officer, the Monday and Tuesday officer said, the next time they should do something like that because it's insignificant what you are asking them.
It's insignificant that someone deliberately tried to trace me here.
Okay, well then you would have to go to the police department.
Right, but there's a police officer here, and it's okay. There was more police
but
officers.
you won't be able to come in here no more until you get all that straightened out.
Get what straight now?
Whatever you video. So we're gonna
I just record.
Okay, but we're gonna ask you to leave today, and you have to talk to Officer Watkins before you can come back.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand. So someone deliberately tripped me here, tried to trip me here. You're disregarding that. You're disregarding the fact that I asked for help to get out of the domestic abuse crisis, and I never got it.
You never produced.
I did have help,
Who's the guy?
but I just don't understand why the church denied me the services. Okay, so you're upset that I recorded my interaction with the police department, and you think that doesn't show, that's not a red
Have
flag.
a long conversation about this. I'm just giving you the report that I've gotten from another officer. And like I said,
What are they doing wrong? Why they don't want to be recorded? That's unusual.
They don't have to be doing nothing wrong.
If the officer, it's okay to record police officers. You're mistaken. And he told me that you don't have cameras. There's one right there, and there's one in the other location. I don't understand why. Yeah, there's someone in there too.
But right now, we're gonna just have to actually leave. All right.
Okay, I would like to know why you're asking me to leave because this is a pattern conspiracy to violate rights of a felony crime. You can record police officers, your interaction with the police department.
Okay, I'm going to answer it real quick. Yes, out there you can record us all you want, but any business or establishment has the right to refuse.
Why would they want
anybody.
to? You heard I was a government witness. Why would you
And
mistreat me like
that
this?
Don't matter if you're a government witness or
It
not.
does matter. Did you
if they
put
don't
him up
want
to
you
doing
here,
it? My dad's in there.
Okay.
Did you put him up to doing
You're
this?
back.
I think you did.
I mean, you think it all you want.
Well, because it doesn't make sense for me to repeatedly get put out of environments for reporting abuse.
You can get your bag and then you can go ahead and leave.
Okay.
Or break rules. Where I shoot your bag?
I say he said I'm gone for good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is the man that said I'm gone for good for recording my
They don't
interaction.
want you in here, though. Okay.
I wasn't recording you. I had it up. I just recorded the police. So What are you guys going to do about this conspiracy to violate my rights?
It's
And
not.
how
It's not violating your rights.
it is.
No,
It's a felony charge.
No,
You're
not.
mistaken.
No.
Can I give you my YouTube channel? For me reporting harassment, a man deliberately trying to trip me. I don't know why you and the church would cover for it, as well
Did
as
you
all
go
my.
to the police department and do a report?
I reported it to Green.
Did you go to, like I told you earlier, did you go to the police department?
I don't
and make a
understand
report?
why I repeatedly keep getting removed and mistreated like this, and nothing's done about you guys' felonies that you racked up enlisting civilians in harassment schemes, then therefore cover for them. I think you're behind it. You're committing crimes right here. And enlisting churches to not be churches and conspire with harassment is criminal, and that's what you guys repeatedly keep doing.
Okay.
And then
I'm talking. I've already told you over and over what it is. You need to leave the property like they told you, or you're going to be for criminal trespass.
Okay, so there's nothing I can do to combat corrupt government officials that keep racking up felonies and using retaliation and punishing me for exposing crimes and fixing myself up. When I was arrested, I had put on makeup, and I don't know how long it had been since I put on makeup. And now I have been wearing it, and this is something that I have to endure. Like at the bus stop. I know people didn't believe that it's not safe for me to fix myself up because they repeatedly keep getting away with this. So they have cut off all my food supply and corruption. And it's a church. This is how churches are for me. Bullies and enlisted and cover up. So this is what they did in Dallas, and I just couldn't live there. Everywhere they were scheming to have, even at restaurants. I couldn't live there. And they're doing the same thing here. So they're scamming to ban me from here. I can't go to UGM, can't go to 2 Walmarts. Nothing done. Children still unaddressed, felonies with Health and Human Services, Social Security Administration, just repeatedly not heard. You just heard what do you mean? What am I tripping on? You were the one that was holding up the line, and then she shut down the line. They have cameras. You were holding up the line and opened your fork and held it up, and then when I got to the tried to get something to drink, she said she was closed. I just don't understand why people interrupt me recording and put their foot out to trip me, and then hold up the line, and then she bullies me and tells me she's done. If someone is enlisting people in my environment to interrupt me and cover for criminal activity and ask me what I'm tripping on when they have been enlisted in harassment and gotten away with it 7 years, something needs to be done. To enlist someone to stand by someone, interrupt them talking, begging for their life, and the harassment. So my device is being controlled. They're letting me do it now. They're not letting me do my descriptions. See, I'm hitting edit. This is what I've had to endure years. Felony, just go in there, break into my phone. No one's ever going to believe that we're this crooked. They don't want me doing timelines. Sorry. My phone is glitching. I record interaction with the police. So I reported to all these. How many glitches equal an arrest? This is what I've had to endure years. That's why they come to my providers and interrupt, It's just something else. I don't know how many more ways that a human being could ask for help and get it done. That's the time, 10:42. Still glitching. I can't do timeline. It's not on accident. Not for 7 years. So each time I build up a social life, like at Arbalon, and then I was volunteering with Sherry, it's interrupted. I finally was not fearful and went out when my job scheme and it cost me my job when I started going out and enjoying my life. So I've noticed a distinctive pattern in every location because I like being involved. I like going to church and doing certain things, and someone is abusing power to interrupt it. All social activities. So at Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, I tried to get in the singles ministry. I tried to get in groups, Christian groups. None of it I was allowed. They had paintings where you could paint and do all kind of different things. I love that church because it gave you a social life. Well, not for me. It ended when I got there. In all these churches, I try to get involved. Beautiful feet won't tell me anything they do, period. So I just have to sit in these environments like the elephant in the room and know that I'm not allowed services that all other people can get. Felony after felony, like I said, unaddressed. So that's just walking a day in my life. So if I decide to go to a restaurant now or go to a Walmart, there's abuse there set up before I get there. This is just a whole new way of feeling power. The government enforcing abuse, enforced by law enforcement, police, making sure silencing you for reporting that you can't get your mail. Now, you can either leave now or we can call the police. Trying to get services. You can either leave now or I'll call the police, but you're not getting these services at almost all my environments. Just set up law enforcement, no consequences. Harassment on camera footage, observable on all my locations. Just ignore it. The police never called back the sergeant regarding why I was forced to leave, trying to get a protection order. They don't call back. So if you didn't notice, what they're doing is just scamming purposes for me not to be in all these environments. It's prearranged and a scam. So anything, if nothing I can do because they're going to con and get their needs met. Nothing I can do. Just like when they punish me, there's retaliation when I report crimes and abuse, and that's criminal. This is it right here. I don't know if you can see it. It says this article explores the civil liability of police officers who retaliate against citizens exercising their First Amendment rights. And that's what they're doing. Who criticize and challenge the police. Same pattern when I did the report to Kendall. They stopped me from going to Aberline. Tried to report to Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship. Get help there, removed by police at Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship. The last Kendall TUC is in January. What did you send anything to the Texas workforce regarding it?
We're actually the Texas workforce.
I'm sorry, I mean the Health and Human Services.
So what happens is you will know the letter.
I was told that you guys sent something to the Texas workforce in January saying that it was in error.
Oh, no, I don't think it's listed here as if we had a section by error. That was saying that back over a section by error.
You just looked it up, ma'am. What do you see?
No, there's nothing in there. The only section I'm seeing right now is your last penalty for January. There's no notice here saying that it's a section by error.
Yeah, when my abuser's mad, things changes up, and I get bullied in environments. It's the strangest thing. So I have recorded multiple times that it was an error, but when he's mad, it just changes up on a whim. I can't get to the bottom of these calls, but I tried to tell my provider, and the police came to interrupt me because my outgoing calls. Ma'am, I'm on the call. It's kind of important. If you don't mind, can I have my call? You heard that? Oh, people start arguments. I thought you were nice.
No, baby, I'm not arguing.
Okay, can you just hold on a minute and let me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So, ma'am, why does it switch up when my abuser's mad and churches and the environments lash out and malice? Can you explain why all these things change when my abuser's upset? Why I get these calls? Why CPS called me and started arguments 2 or 3 times a day, yelling at the top of her lungs from a mobile cell phone and didn't have a direct location, so we had to meet somewhere? You there, ma'am? Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm just curious on why things switch up when my abuser's mad on a whim. Because I have multiple phone calls where I was told that it was sanctioned in error. But when he's furious, things switch up for years.
I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on or what's going on with as far as that case goes. But I'm just looking in the system. Audrey sent you a letter to
Come
County
on.
Sanction on January the 8th. I don't see in here where a sanction by error was sent. Who told you that?
Multiple parties said that it was an error and they would be correcting it. I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of why when this abuser's mad, does all this chaos happen? Why do I get calls like this? Bad news all the time and can't get my mail with good news. I'm sorry. Just say people stand right next to me. They don't like me recording and talk, try to drown me out, reporting crimes, ma'am, in all my environments. I've already asked them if they could just give me a chance. They know what I'm going through, but they deliberately stand right